Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Annette, this is Oscar, this is my boat. She doesn't have a name yet. So for the past couple of months I have been working on this boat and I've been hyping you guys up a little bit on finally painting her, and then 2 videos ago I announced that I'm not gonna paint her, which earned me a couple of sad comments. But today we're gonna do the second best thing. We're going to polish her. So if you want to know how this boat looks with a brand new shiny coat that is not that brand new but just polished, stay tuned. If you're not interested, then maybe one of the other videos will interest you. Before I go through what I bought, I just want to say that I bought all of these things. None of them are sponsored, and it just happens that I bought everything from Yacht Care. This is not because I endorse them in any specific way. I just found that they had the most helpful YouTube tutorials, and that's enough for me to choose their brand. What I bought is the polish paste, both the fine and the one with rougher grains in it. I'm going to put them on the polishing pad foam, which I'm going to stake to my little, what is it called? A sander, a random orbit sander. That's what it's called. So in the last step I'm going to use the Refinish Premium Gloss by Yacht Care. It's a PTFE polish, and it's supposed to be pretty easy to apply. That's why I bought the polishing cloths that you see right next to it. And then what I'm hoping for regarding the results is something like down here where the sun has never really hit. The brown paint really looks like new, like it's shiny. Well, not like new, but compared to the rest it looks a lot better. So that's what I'm aiming at. If it ends up looking like that, I'm already gonna be happy. Okay, so before we start, I just wanted to tell you why I am polishing and what is happening when you polish the boat. So right now what you can see is just a very dull looking surface, which happens because the gel coat, when sun hits it, after some time, if it's not taken care of very well, the gel coat cracks and it breaks up a little bit, and it just doesn't take the constant solar energy very well. So it becomes very dull and porous. These pores don't reflect the light as well as does a sleek, very even surface, which makes the surface very dull. So essentially what we have to do is we have to make the surface less porous. Theoretically we could just fill up all these little pores in the surface of the gel coat, which we would do just using wax and polishing the wax onto the existing gel coat. However, the wax is really just a superficial finish. So as soon as you leave the boat outside for a couple of weeks, the gel coat will be dull again, just because the wax cannot hold on to the surface forever. So what we're doing instead is we're mechanically smoothing the surface using the polishing paste. So we're starting off using the rougher one, which makes the pores a little flatter, and then we're using the fine polishing paste, which evens out even the tiny pores. And then what we do is add the wax, but we add it as a third step to finish off the perfectly smooth surface that we created, and then the wax can be broken down instead of the gel coat by the incoming solar radiation. So we're doing it as some sort of a protection, not to produce the shine itself. We're just using the wax to protect the shine. Yeah, so this is the thorough way. If you want to do it a quicker way, there are products that combine both the rougher and the finer polishing paste. They start off using rough particles in the paste, which then break down into smaller particles over time while you're polishing it, which however seems like it's only advisable to use on boats that are not super duper corroded like this one is. So before I start using the polishing paste, I want to clean off all the surfaces that I'm going to treat, just so that I'm not rubbing dirt that is on the surface into the gel coat once I'm starting to polish it, because that wouldn't be very good. So let's start doing that. I have finished both of the polishing pastes, and you can already definitely see a big difference. So here's the before, and here is the after. I think you can definitely tell the difference. It's not perfect yet, but we are not done yet. What I'm gonna do next, oh God, I'm in a bush. I'm using these polishing cloths and just polish in the rest of the polishing paste, just so that we get rid of any residue. So for the last step, I'm using the Yacht Care Refinish Premium Gloss, another polishing cloth, and I'm gonna apply it on the polished and cleaned surface, and then wait a couple of minutes and then polish it again, and then we should be done with this side. I'm gonna have to get really close to you so that you can hear me next to my neighbors doing I don't know what. You know what I'm gonna say to you? It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was before. So let's look at the before. You can see what my goal was, which is down here, and then you can see what we started out with, which is this part. And then now it looks like this. Okay, so it's not quite as nice as I wanted it to be because of some weird brush strokes that you can see here. I don't know what happened here before, but it didn't quite turn out as smoothly as I wanted it to. It's fine though. It's almost as nice as down here. Well, as you can see, something has happened. I decided that I did not like what the boat looked like after I polished it, and I'm gonna show you right now why. So as you can see, there were little cracks in the paint that I should have seen or should have noticed, or maybe just taken seriously while I was polishing it, but I didn't. And when I came back a week later, I noticed that all the polishing wax had gathered in these little cracks, and I really didn't like what it looked like. What happened was that I thought about it for half an hour, decided that I was gonna paint the accent that used to be brown blue. I looked up what kind of paint I was going to use. My hardware store had one shade of blue, so I bought it. I bought all the equipment, and I just painted the boat blue. Well, at least this one little accent. So I'm going to show you how I did it, and then I'm going to show you what the boat looks like right now. Okay guys, that's how I painted the boat blue. It was really straightforward. The part where you have to go over it with a brush after you roll it on is really important. And I thought that it was going to complicate things unnecessarily because the paint that I used inside was just for rolling on, and that's I wanted to keep it simple, but for this one they didn't have that kind of paint, so I couldn't use it, but this one worked perfectly. I'm very, very happy with the way it turned out. Yeah, if you liked this video, if it was helpful for you, consider clicking the thumbs up button, maybe even subscribing to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!